Matt,
What's going on, man?
what's up? I don't see you. Okay, for fuck's sake. So we've been trying to get on this call forever, right? So I'm recording if that's okay. So
Oh, okay, cool. Sounds good.
yeah, so we've been trying to get on this call forever. I did a call. It's my fault because Matt, you work at night and I work in the day. And every time I try to stay up, half the time either my girlfriend complains I need to stop working or I need to go back to sleep. So I did a video with Tyler. He talked about you. Like some people you posted some of your sales in the group, and like I had at least 20 people message me and tell me that it's bullshit.
That's hilarious. I mean, it's not.
I know, right? Like,
yeah.
So I just wanted to we did like 1 or 2 videos like a long time ago, and now that we've been wanting to put out the like Amazon training and the software and stuff, and now that we're close to doing that, and it's Christmas and you have all these crazy sales, I want to like just have this call to share just basic stuff, right? So first of all, okay, so how long have you been dropshipping on Amazon? First of all.
Okay, so I've been dropshipping on Amazon for about 2.5 years, a little bit over that now. So.
And why? Where did you start? Where did you hear about it?
Originally, so kind of back from the start, 3.5 years ago, or I want to say, let's see. Yeah, 3.5 years ago, I thought I invented dropshipping. Like I was doing a bunch of different like things, and like one day I was like, I thought it was illegal for myself. I was like, I don't know, it just seemed like it was making sense because like I was doing some like arbitrage stuff on Craigslist and stuff, and I was like, I wonder if I have to even buy it. Like, I mean, I wonder if I could like sell it first and then just buy it really quickly since there's so many of them at like Best Buy or some random place. And I'm like, I wonder if this would make sense on like, like a heavy traffic platform. And I had an eBay and I'd already been selling stuff. Sometimes I would go to Goodwill or, just some random places and try to, find some valuable stuff and just flip it. Just to experiment because I was always trying to find ways to make money here and there, behind the scenes. And I'd been bartending and doing all kinds of stuff. Like a lot of people don't realize. I mean, you gotta have a lot of jobs in order to get that. First have that cash flow, and then be able to actually buy things and trial and error. And so
because a lot of people come online complaining like they have no money. So they can't do anything. Go get a fucking job. Like
yeah. What's his name? Eric Becker. I mean, the first thing he says on he's talking to everybody. He's basically like, you have to have one stream of income. I don't care if you need to be a bus boy. I don't care if you need to work at Harris Teeter or a grocery store, or I don't care whatever it is. Bartending and serving is probably the fastest and easiest to have a little bit, and then you can kind of because. The reason why I liked it like that is because you could pick up shifts and you could drop shifts really quickly. So it's not like a 9 to 5. It's like, that kind of limits your time. With business, it kind of worked out well because like I was like, okay, I'm starting to get sales now. Now I can cut back on my shifts. You know what I'm saying? Like, or hey, I need more money for this new software I have to pay for, so I need to pick up some shifts. I was working. So it actually worked out really well. So I mean, like a lot of people like think, oh well, it's just like I don't have the money to start. It's just like. Well, there's a lot of reasons why I had to have that bartending job. It developed my credit, which was a big thing. Like everybody that starts a business, you got to have good credit. Like that's basically what's getting you over the hump. By having that credit, you're able to expand more than you really are because you can do more sales without having to actually have that cash in your hands like at the particular moment.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Of course, on eBay, it doesn't matter because of the fact you're getting paid instantly, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, I always say this, it's like you always want to have eBay because it's like if you're doing it on Amazon, if you're doing anything on Amazon, it gives you that ability to have that cash, instantly. And then you're like, okay, well, I want to do FBA or I want to do this or drop shipping. You have that ability since Amazon takes 2 weeks to pay, you have that ability to actually, go in there. From that cash flow from eBay. So eBay can actually flow into your Amazon business. Now, as I talked about the last time we had a call, I was like, there's a lot of resources out there to help you flow into the Amazon business to keep things, moving. But the biggest thing is really just like, you got to have that first income in some way. I don't care what it is. Like you got everybody like makes this. It's not rocket science. Have some source of income, basic, and then you can float into everything else. It's like it's the bread and butter. Like in the beginning phases, obviously.
Okay, and okay, so I don't want to go right into. I'll kind of jump around. So first, how much money? Not how much money you made, but how much sales would you do this year with your biggest account? I don't want to go into all the different accounts, but with your one biggest account, how much sales would you do this year, you think?
Okay, so the biggest account would have been close to, I want to say 85 or 8.5 million.
Okay, I will get you to share like maybe a screenshot. You sent me some screenshots of like your biggest days and stuff. But when you started 2.5 years ago, did you have any idea you would get to selling $8 or $9 million?
I had no doubt in my mind. Actually, to be honest with you, I put so much work into it. I mean, I almost feel like I should be at like 100 million, but you know, it's one of those things. I had a different mindset. Like I said, I feel like I was shooting for the stars. I'm shooting for the fence. You know, like that. I was that type of person. So it's like I always feel like I got less than I should have, or I'm not where I should have been way ahead from what I actually put in strategy wise, you know, work wise and stuff like that. I always feel like I was not like I'm not surprised or like, you know, just like shell shocked by my own success. It's just like it should have been more than it really was, but you know, I factor in all the, you know, the BS and stuff like that happens where shortcomings or things don't work out as well on certain softwares, or you know, you have to make adjustments based on things that change on the marketplaces, you know, because that's the biggest thing. Like everybody thinks that everything's going to stay the same for you, and if you've been selling on e-com, you know that nothing ever stays the same, and that's being able to adapt to whatever environment is the biggest thing in being an entrepreneur, because you can always you always have an answer. So there's nothing you have to ever fear, because you can always figure it out. You know.
So I didn't expect you to see that at all. So okay, you get to 8.5 million, but when you started, did you have money? Did you get money from friends, money from parents? Like, what is the whole? How did the road start? Like, who are you? Okay, who are you? I know. You're 30 now.
Yep.
You went to college in North Carolina. So kind of give me some background, who you are, and then how did it start? Did you start with $1,000? Did you fix your credit and have credit? Because a lot of people were like, oh, Matt must be like have a lot of money and like you know what I mean? So I'm just trying to get
No, I didn't. Okay, I always say this. When I first started and I kind of like was working at the restaurant, you know, I was $25,000 in debt.
What is that, from school? That's college loans or something?
Well, yeah, and the reason why was because of school. I was going to a really expensive college, and then, you know, just trying to, you know, make things work. And I was, you know, trying to, you know, play basketball and stuff like that. I played college basketball, but it just, things didn't work out, you know, the way I wanted it to, because I was trying to play overseas.
Really?
But
so you tried to play professional basketball?
I wanted to, but, you know, again, just too many problems, too many like injuries and stuff like that. And, you know, I'm not saying I'm like, you know, cursed like Derrick Rose or anything like that, but there's definitely been, you know, some a lot of problems that I've had, and it's just too many things pile up at the wrong time, the wrong place, and it just doesn't work out for you as well. So from there, you know, I came back from college, and then I just tried to get a job, and you know, I worked at grocery stores, I worked at, you know, restaurants, just try to. I like lied and said I had previous experience, and yeah, it's at one of the first restaurants I worked at, and, you know, I got the job, and then from there I went to the next restaurant, and then I go into the next restaurant. But didn't really get out of debt at all. Probably was still like 20,000 in debt, and then I was doing eBay. What I was actually doing was buying stuff on AliExpress. Like from China and stuff like that. There was like $1 So I told you Goodwill and stuff like that, but I was actually doing like, you know, just stuff from China, and I was doing like auctions, and you know, I was making like $5, $6, $7 here and there, because I mean, some of that stuff from China is actually, you can sell for that.
Yeah.
And you know, selling it for, you know, good profit. Sometimes I put like $2.99 shipping on it. I just make a couple bucks on the sale and a couple bucks off of the shipping. and doing really well. Probably the rate I was going, I was making like 60,000 a year.
Wow. Okay,
Just from that. Yeah. Like when I was doing that hustling with Goodwill and stuff like that, and like and the AliExpress stuff, and just doing these auctions and auctions and auctions, I was actually flipping and making some good profit off that.
I never even thought about doing auctions with AliExpress. That's actually a lot more interesting.
But it wasn't dropshipping. I was buying it.
You were buying them. Okay.
Just keep in mind, I know that a lot of people like consider me as like, you know, a dropshipper. Like when I first started, I was just testing out the market. I was buying it. I bought like 10 of like all these 9.99 or 99-cent products, and then I just try to flip it. And it worked. I was like, okay, this is not too bad.
Yeah, because if you buy it at 99 cents and then you start the auction at 99 cents, you can't. It would be hard to lose, I guess.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Like and I know it's charging $2.99 shipping. So I mean, if it's sold for it, so it's just like there you go. So I mean, like I had some tricks. I mean, you still had there were a few resources that I had there, but I mean that kind of gave me no momentum. Really, just the sales itself, like it got my brain thinking, okay, how can I like, you know, kind of like try to develop these strategies to really take it to the next level. And the biggest thing is like what I'm doing with the Goodwill stuff and, you know, the AliExpress stuff is just not scalable. At least I felt like in a long term. So I was like, this is great for short term money. So I was like, okay, I'm getting kind of like, you know, out of debt. I'm getting kind of like I'm learning all this stuff. And right around this time, literally right around this time, I joined DS Domination. So you obviously joined that, but this is literally like I'm literally watching the videos and I'm like, oh, well, this is crazy because I didn't even know everybody was doing this. I'm meeting that are doing what I thought I invented, and I was like, okay, this is crazy. So like I'm like, okay, this makes me feel more like I'm not doing anything illegal or like strange. It's like that was when I stopped doing like the AliExpress, and I was like, now I'm kind of like doing stuff from like random retail stores and, you know, just drop shipping it.
Right.
And with eBay and stuff like that, I was just seeing what was the best products to sell, what was the, you know, what were the things that, and I didn't really know. Like my thing is how can I scale it the fastest, because I wanted to get as many listings up as I could. I kind of actually had good limits to start off with, so that kind of I had an advantage there. No PayPal jail. I mean, a lot of people that come in here, they're just like, you know, ready to go make money. But I was like, you know, did you have an eBay account to start off with? I had my eBay account for a while. You know, it's just like people aren't factoring in, you know, that gives you an edge when you have an account for a while, because it, you know, it's seasoned, and then it kind of can, you know, you don't have all these like holds or restrictions. So I definitely had, you know, a little bit of an edge there, but, you know, again, I still had to put in the work and still had to figure out all these strategies, because I didn't know necessarily how to scale it this as fast. Right around the time that I started doing pretty well, let's see, I started my Amazon account because I wanted both, and so like I mean I was doing, you know, probably I want to say 8,000, 9,000 in profit on eBay a month. So I mean, I was making some okay money. I wasn't like, you know, it wasn't anybody super special on eBay like that. But I mean, when I transitioned to Amazon, I was just like, it was just funny to me because it's like, you know, like I just saw the opening, like I felt like a running back, and I just saw the hole, and I was just like, okay, this is like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm in the score. Like when I saw like how I could set it up and like how I could scale it, it just made so much more sense to just focus exclusively on Amazon for the time being. I always say this, but there's so many ways to make money on Amazon. There's so many different ways to make money on eBay, and there's so many different ways to make money on all these marketplaces and all that stuff. You kind of have to choose one and just be best at that if you want to, you know, just make the most money. It's just like, I know everybody wants to just like do everything, but everybody always asks me, and it's just like they're always asking about all these different streams and then different ways of selling. And it's like, you're confusing me, and I know you're confusing yourself. Like you need to like before, if you haven't made a dime or anything like that, you need to pick one and do it. Like don't like say,
and then try to multiply that $1.
You can't do private label, FBA, Amazon dropshipping. You can't do like, you know, wholesale dropshipping or whatever. And then like, you know, eBay and all these other things. Like pick one, master it, make like 10,000 a month, make 20,000 a month. And then once you're kind of like getting like your team, like let's just say you have a good software. Maybe you don't need a team because you have a great software. Or maybe, you know, you can kind of complement it with your, you know, the team that you've developed of like a virtual assistants, and you can actually like have them do a lot of your stuff. So then you can say, okay, this is good, moving on to the next stream. But don't, I don't know why everybody's like, oh, I'm going to do this, 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 this. Pick your stream, focus, master it, be the best at it. And then when you've completely outsourced it, you're good. You can move on to the next one. So, but back to what I was saying, yeah, like after I got on Amazon, after I was just, I got the buy box, everything just made sense. The light went on, and I was just like, list. I had all these strategies, softwares, and stuff like that to figure it out. And yeah, like I mean, it was just it just took off for me.
And how long, you said something, how long it took you to get the buy box?
It took literally 90 days, so it's kind of similar to the PayPal jail.
Okay, and geez, I have so many fucking questions. So you sold 8.5 million. What profit is that? What margin do you think?
Okay, so I guess everybody asked this, but I'm gonna, after I say it, I'm just gonna explain something. But
yeah.
It's anywhere from, it's usually like 12, no, it's like 14 to 16%, somewhere in that range. Christmas, like fourth quarter, is always higher, just because you can take advantage of like there's shipping tricks, people, and that raises it, and then there's just, it's just easier to raise the margin, and you don't necessarily have to just to drive the sales and all that stuff like that. So this month, like I mean, like I know I said it originally, like my account was going to do 10 million this year, but I wanted to focus on profit this month, because it's just like, obviously at the end of the day, I mean, sales don't matter, you need to make some money too, so of course. And so like that was something that I did 8.5. I'm gonna do 8.5, but it's
but you say like, what is so crazy, right? You like, I know I said I'll sell 10 million. Like 8.5 million is like a hell of a lot of money. Like, you say like, damn, I only sold it. So okay, I remember. Again, I'm jumping around. We talked one time, and you're like, in the top like something. I can't remember how many sellers on Amazon. Like, are you like ranked on as an Amazon seller?
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, if I had to look, I know it's. It was originally like top 3,000, and then it could be less now. Could be like
because
top.
That was a while ago.
It could be top 2,000, but I mean, don't quote me, because I mean, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's definitely below top 3,000. So yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of people. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I mean, there's a lot of people on Amazon that are crushing it, because keep in mind, once you kind of get it, you don't really look back. You can take your business to the next level. I mean, there's a ton of businesses out there. Just keep in mind, it's not like only you. I think everybody always has a different misconception. Like, there's a lot of people out there making money.
And what made you? I asked this to Paul. I asked this to a lot of people. Like, what made you think you could do this? And I only say that because, like, a lot of people who comment on my channel, like, you could tell like they're not doing anything just because they don't think they could do it, right? Right. And I don't know what it is. Like, my parents didn't do any of this type of stuff. Like, I don't know why I thought I could do it, but do you know why you thought you could be like, I don't want to use the word successful, but why did you think you could scale it to this level?
I mean, just because I put the work in. I mean, like I said, I put the strategy in and the work. So, I mean, of course, a lot of people will say, it's not all about just putting the work in, but, I kind of like eliminated that factor by, just you learn things when you're putting the work in as time goes on. So that's what I try to say. I mean, people don't understand that. Like, some people say, you work hard and you need to work smart, not so hard, and that's true. But you don't get smart without working hard, because you don't see the field. You don't see all the aspects of what you can all your possibilities. So without you working hard, you're not in the game. Like, you can't see the field. Like, you can't see like everything all the components that need to be done. So it's like, okay, I see this. I see my my competition. I see like all these things that I have to worry about in order to bring to bring my business to the next level. But and then
that's sick. I didn't even think about that. Like, you can't. I'm gonna look at this video again and write that shit down. Like, you. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that like that's the biggest thing. Like, when I realized that there were softwares out there that can change my business in a blink of an eye, that was like, I was just like, this is crazy. Like, I'm just like, I feel like an idiot. I'm just like, I could have been using the software for so long. And I could have been making so much more money. And so like things will come up like that. Things will come up where it's just like I could have been doing this strategy for so long, and I did it, and it's just like it kills you. But then you're just like, okay, I'm on it. Let's go. Let's move forward. And then there's all these different factors that you realize by busting your butt and just getting in the game. And so many people just think that it's just like there must be a secret. There's like some loophole or somebody, or that's fake, or there's some BS going on or something like that. But it's really real. But you just have to we showed the screenshot with Tyler and stuff like that, and that's 100% real. We just had a few tricks and implemented a few things, and it's only from experience though that happens. Right. With Tyler, and I was saying this when I first got him on there, like people ask me questions all the time. With Tyler, of course, I've known him for 10 years, but at the same time, like when he was asking me questions, I was like, it was different than anybody else asking me questions because I could tell that he would like. I want to help somebody that actually like I can tell that they're putting the work in. When someone's just asking me questions and I'm like, did you even watch any training? Have you been on Udemy and bought any courses? Have you done anything? Or
tried anything, right?
Like, have you tried anything? Like I could tell when he was asking me questions and stuff like that, like he was actually trying to do this. Like I was like, okay, all right, he's on the right page. He's on the right page. So if I ever said anything, I mean, I was just like, this guy is actually on the, he's got his shit together. So I was like, okay, cool.
And did you do any training to like any courses and because the thing is, they're not like I've looked up Amazon dropshipping, right? Like I dropship on Amazon, and I only learned the little I know from you, right? But like, and I know DS Domination had like Monopoly back in the day or Genesis or something like that, which is like not close to complete. But
right,
I guess you started there, and then just by doing, you figured out a lot of these like I don't want to say shortcuts, but a lot of these strategies or whatever. Like, how did it happen?
Well, yeah, I mean, go ahead. How did it happen as far as like, as far as picking up the strategy? Like, I watched one of Sean Agnew's Amazon. I think it was Sean Agnew and Jesse Singh's Amazon training, and that was one of the ones that I learned the most from, where they were actually doing it, like they were live doing the training, and I was like, okay, this makes so much sense. Live doing listings and then just putting them up, and I was just like looking at the way they were doing it, and then I was looking at YouTube videos and stuff like that, looking at things that technique. Is there something that I'm doing this or something that I'm not doing correctly? And then at the same time as that, I was also looking at, okay, is this scalable? Like, what is the long-term effect of being able to? Do I need a software for this, or is it better, more advantageous? Not as many risks by doing this manually. What are the pros and cons here? So I'm always looking at different factors of like what can be outsourced, what can be used as software, and then if there is a software or if there is like a potential software, I'm always using Google. So a lot of people don't know what that is apparently. So I mean, Google will tell you a lot of things, if you're looking for it. So I mean, if you're Google, on YouTube, I kind of, research stuff that I want to find. If it's like how to do this, how to do this. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube. So I mean, like if I ever have a question, I'll go to that. But I mean, by being in the game and being attuned and being, in the zone of your business, you're always thinking about those factors. It's like people are sort of like, how are you thinking ahead? You have to think ahead to get ahead.
And then being in the game, you also know what is nonsense, right? Because you'll search for stuff and you'll see stuff like, no, that doesn't make any sense. And then it helps you to move on. As opposed to some people that all they do is search and read a lot of nonsense without doing anything. And then they're confused, right? Because they don't have anything to compare it to. Right.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. When I watch trainings, like I would be literally like, I'd take the screen and put it to the right. And I would literally be on my account. I'd be like, okay, I'm literally doing it as they're saying it. Like, I'm not just like, people are like, okay, I'm going to watch the training and then I'm going to do it. And then they're like, oh, my mom called or my sister or my girlfriend called and I got to go. It's just like, I'm actually like right here, like watching. My first year, I was just like watching it, doing it. Oh, he did something differently. I'm going to back up or I'm going to like watch it again or what, I need to really pay attention to this. But that was my biggest thing. Like I actually did it. You have to, as an entrepreneur, you have to be good at execution. Like you have to be good at actually like being the doer. You know, if you're not going to do it, like no one else is going to do it for you. It's just like I don't understand. Like people act like the money's just going to come in their wallet, and it's like I know so many people either cancel all their subscriptions that they have, or for softwares, or for memberships and stuff like that. But like nobody really like puts in the work and stays consistent and actually invests in themselves with enough time. If people just saw what the results would be if they put in that time, I mean, their whole life would change for them. It just drives me nuts when I see like so many people that are just like, if I'm not successful in a month, then it'll never work. I never actually made. I mean, like on eBay, like Here's the thing, you know, this is why it was different for me. When I first started on eBay, like I was already used to flipping, so I already had a feel of the market. Like I had people are coming in, it's like, you know, I've never sold an item, or I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, you know, do this or whatever. I'd already had comfort. Like I'd sold stuff on Craigslist. I had I trusted, you know, the internet, and I trusted the market of being able to sell something. Like I wasn't like, you know, scared about it. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna sell this person this item, and then we're gonna, you know, move on. But at the same time, I was like, but is this scalable? How fast can I grow this business? Like, and then also, how much work do I have to put in to do it? And then on the other aspect, how like is the work I have to put in taking away from the work of growing the business? Like I don't want to just run the business myself and not be able to grow it, because that's gonna make, you know, it's gonna clash. So you want to make sure that you can grow the business, you know, add the right strategies. You know, you obviously paying attention to taxes and all that stuff like that. Paying attention to, you know, if you know, your team that you have, whatever you're doing, if you need warehouses, if you need like whatever, you know, new relationships with like suppliers, all that stuff. I mean, there's so many different things and factors that come into play. But at the end of the day, you have to execute. Like people just aren't putting in the right enough effort.
Yeah. And so I know you have like some ridiculous amount of VAs, and it's just ridiculous to me because it's a lot, right? How many people do you have working on your accounts? Forget like Tyler and whoever else you help manage on your
right. On my personal accounts, because I have 4 accounts.
Right.
Yeah, like I mean, it's probably like 20, 25, and then like everybody else is probably over 100.
And why do you have 4 accounts?
So this is the thing, and I want to explain this the best way possible, because a lot of people think it's illegal or you're not supposed to be doing it. You can legally have separate entities, okay? By law, the IRS, government, stuff like that. You can have separate entities that are isolated from yourself, LLC, whatever. And you can be like, that entity is separate from you, so you can sell as a entity, not as a person. Okay, so that's kind of how I'm getting. I'm able to do it. Not getting away with it, but it's just like I'm able to do it legally, where it's like, this is my business.
It's all corporation, right? Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I'm this business.
Right.
Okay. That's true. That's a fact.
Yeah.
So it's just, so I'm selling as those businesses, but it's risk management in the sense where, you know, I try new software, something happens, or I'm doing new things, something happens, or, you know, there's an issue, something happens. And it goes down, or, you know, it gets suspended. I've said this before. I've had 12 accounts get suspended for all different reasons, and, you know, I had to get them all back. You know, it's just like, and it's just, it's very frustrating. But you have to expect that. A lot of people don't like think that, oh, hey, I'm gonna get suspended or anything like that. Been suspended on eBay. Everything happens. Like anything that can happen will happen. But just keep that in mind. Like risk management is a big thing. So I mean, once you figure it out, you want to protect the way you make money. So you can't just sit there and be like a victim. I'm not a sitting duck. I don't want to be a sitting duck. I'm already making enough money where it's just like, look, we got to figure out a way to protect. You got to have servers. You got to have different addresses in there to, you know, isolate the accounts. You don't want them getting linked and stuff like that. You got to know what you're doing, so nothing's connected. And yeah, like I mean, that's just all risk management there. So that's the reason why I do that.
Jesus Christ. Okay. I don't know where else. How long is this call? Yeah, it's 30 minutes already. So so those of you guys watching YouTube, Matt and I have been going back and forth. It had to be for like a year, right? about making us training and putting out the training and stuff. And the reason why, like, we had to come to like some sort of like crossroad, because I'm not that big on training and paying for training online. But for someone like Matt that is selling like millions on Amazon and has helped other people sell millions on Amazon and manage multiple accounts, I've been trying to get him to work with me on putting out, because I spend a lot of time putting out videos on YouTube, right? Like today I posted 7 videos. Like people think like, yeah, I have nothing to do. But like those videos are literally maybe 2 hours of time just making the videos and then uploading and tagging and that type of stuff. And I know, Matt, you put in a lot of time on Amazon, on the Amazon drop shipping. So we have to figure out some sort of balance, right? Now, I don't know when we'll come out with the training. I don't know when we'll finish it. But I just wanted to do these like today we wouldn't do like, maybe you could send me some screenshot. I know you post, okay, just 2 other questions. What was your biggest day? I know like on Cyber Monday, you crossed like $60,000 in sales in one day or something insane.
Yeah, I did 100,000 on, that one, let's see, what was it? Cyber Monday. No, I didn't do 60. I remember it was.
No, it was early. It was like 67,000. Yeah.
You were talking about. At the end of the day, yeah, it was 100, and then of course there's the other accounts that add up to it. So I mean, it would have been like I don't know 100 and whatever 80 or something like that, or something like it was about 180 all combined. So
and you posted an image to that 67,000 on the dropshippers group, right? I think you posted 2 images. So guys, when you're watching this video, I'll put the link to those 2 images in the description so you guys can click through and check it out. And then maybe like later, so okay, are you selling right through until Christmas Day? Do you stop? I know on eBay I personally stopped already, but are you selling right up until Christmas, or how does that work?
Yeah, we sell right up. We sell during the whole holidays, except for on the 23rd to the 26th. We do.
Okay.
We'll just have the account off for those days, just to kind of keep it a little bit of a break and stuff like that. It'll still be kind of running because of the questions and the returns. Again, like there's a lot of money. This is my biggest month of all time. This is the most money I've ever made. I've never profited in my entire life.
Right.
And so this is.
You don't even seem excited.
Oh no, my attitude is always it's about time, because it's just like I'm always like frustrated where there's always a software that's not doing its job.
Yeah.
But like there's always a software that is just never like all the softwares I use that are just they combine. There's always one that's never like quite there, or there's some glitch or something else. It's not even the software; it's somebody else. It's just like. So much.
I know I haven't been getting stuff done as fast as you like, Matt. I will take that.
Right. It's like if I could have everything the way I wanted it to, and there's just I guess perfect software. It's just literally like that's why it's like so frustrating for me. It's just like this perfect software. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm just telling you, like it just you're talking 100 million in a year. It's just like 200 like easily. So it's like it just drives me nuts. Like I can't stand it. But yeah. I'm excited, but I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I always want the best. So.
Because you bought a Lamborghini, now, sir? Like what? You bought a Lamborghini at some point.
Yeah, I got a Lamborghini.
What Lamborghini is it? I know it's white. I saw it.
So I have a 2017 Huracan. That's how it's pronounced. And it's a Spider, so it's convertible.
It's convertible.
Yeah, with that car, I mean, it's the best experience like I've ever experienced in any car. Like it's ridiculous. Like when you're getting in it, the biggest thing with the car is, I mean, like of course, it's just crazy. Like I can be driving down the street and see my reflection off of a building, and I'm just like, is that even me? I can't. I can't. It doesn't even make sense. And like the car itself is just like it doesn't even. Like everybody's like. And I'm not even kidding you, like when I'm driving, like everybody is doing like selfies, or like every person in the car, like behind me, everybody's laughing, like pointing. It's like hilarious. So I mean that side of it is kind of like it kind of gets old. I'm not gonna lie, but then it is kind of funny. Like it's just like wow, I feel like I'm like like.
But do you drive that every day?
No, it definitely is not like a car that I drive every day. During the wintertime, it's not really the best car to drive.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's better to just have a good everyday car,
Okay.
which I obviously have. But yeah.
All right, sweet. All right, Matt. Let me not keep you too long because if we do this video much longer, most people don't watch the entire thing. But
Okay.
yeah. But I know you work at night, but let's get another call like within the next 2 weeks, so we could like after Christmas we could show all the sales, and I'll put links to the 2 screenshots of those big days that you sent, and then maybe for the next call you could do maybe Christmas is what Monday, so we could do a call maybe after New Year's, and you could show like a screenshot of the entire year just to see what you actually got to for the year.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll bring your ass down to Nicaragua in 2018.
Oh no, we'll definitely come. Yeah, we're gonna definitely come. It'll definitely be a lot of fun. I just want to say this one thing really quickly because I know it's if anybody watching this that wants Amazon training, it's just like just keep in mind like the biggest frustration for me doing any training as far as Amazon is because Amazon is constantly changing. And it's very hard, and people don't understand like how hard it is to make a training when there's always a struggle in my own business, but it's just like making a training, it's like it's so hard because there's so many.
You have to catch up. And
there's moving parts that are very similar on Amazon, and then the moving parts like literally are happening on eBay. It's like like returns and stuff like that. Guys, like it's just like. It affects everybody, it affects everything. So it's like there's always there's always a solution, but it's just like sometimes you have to be willing to, some people aren't at that level to accommodate those solutions or able to adapt. So it's like, and I look at it more when I adapt. Sometimes it's easy to adapt for me, but not maybe as easy for other people to adapt. And then sometimes, as for doing the training, I have to make a cheaper way to do it to where it's not necessarily as it doesn't hurt them as much. Of course, I'd love to do that for myself, because at the same time, there's expenses that that are starting to rack up. That the Amazon changes all the time. So it's just like I just hate how that always happens. But guys, just be patient because I'm going to figure it out. So.
All right, sweet. All right, thanks a lot, Matt, and thanks for your time. And hopefully catch up after Christmas or after the New Year so we can get like a full update of 2017.
All right, sounds good, man.
All right, Merry Christmas if I don't speak to you again. And guys, subscribe to the channel and look at the description. I'll put a link to Matt's screenshots, the group, and hopefully we'll have the training for you guys for the New Year.
Okay.
All right,
have a good Christmas. Yep.